So I'm very thankful that you're able to join me. You will provide a different point of view. First of all, I just want you to explain what it is that you do.
Energy healing really is where we work with the energetic frequencies and signatures that are imprinted into the body, establishing new habits to help to create your ideal life.
As someone who has spent some time with you, I can completely attest to how effective that is. I think it's fair to say that a lot of people are experiencing anxiety, grief. So how would something like point of view energy healing be helpful?
Your point of view creates your reality. In this space of isolation, where there's nowhere to hide, where we have to look inside, where things might not be working, are starting to come to the surface. They're bubbling up. Take a step back and take a look at, how am I functioning? What are the things that are triggering me to get into a reactive state? Anxiety, for example, is linked to the future. I don't want to be here right now. I don't like what's happening. I want that over there, which you will never get over there, because you can only be here. Depression is linked to the past. With energy healing, we find ease with this exact present moment. And when you're able to do that, you actually have a choice. What can I choose right now that's going to create a future I want to step into? What is this reaction I'm stepping into? When you step out of the reaction, you can actually respond. Much better place to be. How can I have ease with right here, right now? And it's funny, some people say, well, I'll be happier if I do this. Last year, were you happy when you were doing that? Were you actually happy? Were you in a situation where it still wasn't enough and you still wanted that other thing? So this practice gives you your power back. When someone's in a panic or we're really stressed out or anxious, we contract. But who has a better perspective? A little tiny contracted person all squished in a ball, or an eagle soaring in the air, looking down and checking everything out? When you're an eagle, you have much better perspective than if you're a squeezed up tiny little mouse.
I just want to go back to this idea of point of view. My understanding is that we have to be able to differentiate between what is fact and what is point of view. For example, fact, we are all in a global pandemic that requires us to socially isolate ourselves. That's a fact. The point of view is, that sucks. And so
Correct.
If we change or reframe how we are perceiving our experience, we can transform.
Absolutely, 100,000% you can. The first thing that I thought, I'm not going to be able to travel. So I asked the question, how can I have total freedom and ease with all of this? Without going into the judgment, well, it's not possible. It's not. So instead of going, oh my God, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks, what else can I create? What can I create in my reality right now that I can have ease? Repeating that interesting point of view that I have to hate this because this means X, Y, Z. Fact, we're stuck in our houses. But you get to choose how you're going to respond or react.
What is the actual question someone can use to create more ease?
When you ask a question, you're not looking for a specific answer. How can I have ease with all of this? What can I choose that's going to create a different reality for me today? What else is possible here I haven't even considered? And you're allowing your intuition, your awareness to start flooding you with little ideas. Imagine this, like you're a little kid playing in the sand and you're looking around for things to build your sandcastle, and you're going, well, what else is going to create this? And you're asking the question, what else? What else? And as you're asking the question, things start showing up. Your awareness brings you to, oh, this pebble, oh, this feather, oh, this thing. And you start building your sandcastle. 5-year-olds don't sit there and do spreadsheets on sandcastles. They go and build a flipping sandcastle. It's the same thing. We forgot how to be 5.
One of the amazing things about asking these kinds of questions is a couple things. First of all, trying to ask a question that does not have a definitive answer is hard. Number one. Number two, the less definitive the answer, the greater the result will be.
Yeah.
If we are not so tied to what we believe will bring us happiness. What shows up as a result of asking a completely open-ended question is what will bring us a greater sense of joy.
And again, if you make a choice and it didn't work, choose something else. The problem is people think they have to make the right choice.
It's possible that someone may have the point of view that this is a bit too spiritual, but really it's the same concept as you got to let it go.
Gotta let it go. Have fun. How many people have fun? Ask a question. Hey, how can I have ease? Simple. Interesting point of view. Breathe. What can I be that's different than I haven't been before? What can I do that's different?
My COVID experience is a timeline of moments. And it's because, of course, there's moments of anxiety, moments of depression, moments of, everything. But something from this practice that I have found very helpful is in those moments where I'm feeling particularly weighted and say I'm also on parent duty, but if I'm sitting there with my 2.5-year-old piece of magic, I have had the presence of mind to use one of your tools, which is how could this moment possibly be better?
Yeah.
And it is amazing to me how many times I've said, it can't. Just for the moment.
Yeah.
Amidst this chaos that's going on in our world, there's a moment of incredible joy and peace. Just string the moments together and this experience becomes manageable.
COVID is not the source of the creation of your anxiety. COVID is a situation, an external circumstance that has come up. We are the source of the creation of how we are feeling. If you want to be upset and have a meltdown, then do it with gusto. And then you could say, well, what else can I choose? If you're the source, then wait a minute. Even if you created a crappy life, you can create something else.
One of the reasons this type of help is so relevant now, because it's about what we can do right now in the moment with the feelings that we have that can contribute to each of us building our own moments.
Exactly. And you said it beautifully, because the future is no longer stable in the way that we think it is. What's going to work? Giving people the tools to navigate completely uncharted waters, but you have your hands on the wheel and you can choose.
No, see, that's something I found very valuable too. And speaking with my work associate, who has also been to you, said the same thing. Both of us have things that we want. And we can just go ahead and tell you what they are, and we both feel quite free to say, these are the things that I value. These are the things that are going to bring me joy.
What my job is to look at the energy and say, well, what you're saying isn't matching what you're asking for. So how can we get them into alignment so you get what you want?
What are you going to do when you get out of COVID?
I'm going to go straight, book myself a flight to Mexico and dive into the ocean.
Any parting words?
The more gratitude you have for the things that contribute to you, the more you can have.
Thank you very much for your time.
You are very welcome. My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Bye.